Summary of the debate. Well, Bernie Sanders came out super strong in the beginning. He realizes that he's got a lot of ground to make up in the polling in the states coming up on March 8th through March 15th. This debate was held in Flint, Michigan, and he's got ground to make up in Michigan as well, and they're voting on Tuesday, so he's got to get going. So he attacked her on the super PACs, on Wall Street, and her taking the donations from those guys in the beginning. Very, very aggressive. I thought that was the best part of the debate for him. I'm sure that the establishment media will think otherwise. I think that rather than talking about the enormously substantive debate tonight, I mean, compared to the Republicans, it is unbelievable. They got into the minutia of almost every policy there was, as opposed to the Republicans who go, hey, little Marco, Lion Ted, oh, you should see my cock, right? So, I mean, it's night and day, the difference between a Democratic debate and a Republican debate. But it was spirited. I mean, they got at each other in the beginning. But my guess is the establishment media that loves that antics will mainly talking about Bernie Sanders' finger pointing towards Hillary Clinton, which he normally does, but he's on the other side. So it seems like he's pointing away from her. But now, when he was on this side, it looked like that, right? Now, I don't know. We don't know. The debate just ended. We'll find out. They'll talk about the interruptions. They'll talk about his body language, right? And they'll focus on that. That's based on our experience. That's what we think that they'll do.
What we predicted was true. Now, you were talking about how Hillary has to be careful because she might turn off men because she sounds like someone's...
Yeah, and when I said he's pointing at her face, I said they're going to make a big deal of the fingers.
So they are making a big deal online out of when he said, excuse me, I'm talking. So a lot of women, all these tweets, there's an article over at Blue Nation Review with all these tweets of women saying that, yeah, even my little daughter stood up and took notice of that. She's seen too many men shut up women that way. So this is all about him shutting up women. And I'm sure men do that to women. I've seen it in my own life, the way men treat women. It is. And so that was, even though he shouldn't have done that. He had to be, again, that's another, like, how do you make that mistake? That's an unforced error. He didn't have to do that.
Okay, well...
It was just like the pointing in the face,
no, but
man.
there is, yeah, I get it. It's bad optics, okay? But there's two different things that must be mentioned here. Number one, do we think it's because he's disrespectful to women in general? Of course not. He has an enormous track record of being in favor of women's rights. He's got 100 rating from every women's organization almost every year, et cetera. So that's point one. It has no substantive backing to it. Point number two is Trump shouts down every other Republican. Is that because he's disrespectful to men? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
So in the Republican debates, they're constantly yelling at each other and shouting each other down, and nobody ever says, boy, man, they really must hate men. So
I know you're using logic.
Dude, men shout more. It's just for shouters.
But this is just about the optics of how it came up. This has nothing to do with the substance. This has nothing to do with the reality or who he really is or what it means. But this is just how it came off in the debate to people who might be undecided, and especially people who are female, who are inclined to back a female because because they felt oppressed. And women are oppressed. We know that. Right, so that's what that is, and he had to be careful of it, and he wasn't. Again, an unforced error, something he could have easily avoided.
And we said right after the debate, obviously, that we were concerned about that. And then the other thing we pointed out, can you get that CNN headline that you showed me a little while ago?
I'll look for it.
Because we said, what's the one takeaway they'll have from tonight's debate, the mainstream media? The interruptions. Right? They won't talk about the substance and the super PACs and the lobbyists or what things Hillary Clinton won on, gun control, and she handled the mass incarceration, which could have been a disaster for her. She handled it really well. No, they're going to go for the stylistic issues. Giant headline on CNN talking about, of course, the stylistic issues.
And the headline was at CNN was, "Excuse me, I'm talking." So it was all about, look at exactly right. They always look for that one thing, something that had no substance to it. But that's the thing that makes the headline, Cenk.
It has an emotional reaction.
Yes.
And what they're looking for is the emotions, because they're not selling facts, man. The news doesn't sell facts. TV doesn't sell facts. Newspapers have never sold them. They're selling emotional stories because people pay for emotion.
Yes, the giant headline on top of CNN.com right now is, "Excuse me, I'm talking." That's all it says.
That's it.
That's all it says. So that debate tonight got boiled down to, "Excuse me, I'm talking." The media. What are you going to do with them?
The whole debate. That's what it was.
That's the whole debate. God, they are so devoid of substance, it's painful to look at.